Hello everybody, welcome. Danny Shay here on the Central Coast. Beautiful sunny day. Yay, yay, finally for us here. I know some of you all are baking, and I send you cool weather. All right, thank you for being here. Thank you for liking and subscribing. A couple of things I want to talk about today is the main thing is Project 2025. I want to kind of do a deep dive into that. First off, though, I want to thank and congratulate, not thank, but congratulate France and the UK on their elections. They could have gone, UK could have stayed conservative, and France could have gone the Le Pen way, the far right conservative, and they didn't. They chose the more of a center of the road. So congratulations to them. And this is the time where you can send thoughts and prayers, especially if you don't live in those two countries. Thoughts and prayers to you guys. Come together, bring it together. All right, talking about the heat a little bit. I got a note, a comment when I mentioned the heat in our pets. She goes, make sure you pay attention to the asphalt temperature. If you're walking your dog on an asphalt road, yikes, be really, really careful. Dogs are so great. I mean, they never complain. They're going, ow, 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 you're burning my feet. But they don't complain. Me, I would be whining and complaining. This hurts. Anyway, you get my point. All right. So to keep this thing rolling along, I pulled 3 cards to start this out with. 2 from my Beyond Lemuria deck and 1 from my Shamanic Healing deck. And they fit. First card, Furred and Feathered Friends. Yes, 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 yes. So we're talking about the heat, of course. Pay attention to them. The other thing that I thought of when I first pulled this over, I was talking to my friend Medium Kim, and we're talking about setting up another course where the first one we did was a Rocks and Feathers. It was like an angel and shamanic 4-direction type course where we pay attention to that and dig into that. And so I'm like, wow, Furred and Feathered Friends. That's kind of cool. Maybe that's what we're going to be doing again. I just did one where we talked about our, where we tapped into our power animals. And for those of you who don't know what a shamanic journey is, it's just a quiet meditation where you go to 3 different worlds in our mind's eye. You can go up into the higher realm, the upper world. That's where your angels and your helping spirits are. You can go into the lower world where you get your power animals and helping spirits. And there's some angels down there too. Where, like, if you need some strength or something, maybe a lion will come up to you. Maybe a jaguar will come up to you and say, let me show you how it's done. So, we get out of our head and we kind of get a different perspective. In the middle world is this day-to-day world that we're living in. However, it's the hidden realm a lot of times of elementals, fairies, fae folk. Okay, so when I look at this picture, I went, oh yes, look at how beautiful that is. Look how the colors are. I go, this is middle world energy right here, where we tap into all sorts of power animals, elemental animals. And if you look at this really closely, no political animals, none. So we're going into the higher realm here, for sure, for sure. And it's acceptance of all animals. It's acceptance of everything in this furred and feathered friends. Now, you may say, well, where are the humans? Well, some people would say, I'm furred or feathered. Not like Farrah Fawcett, but you know what I'm saying? We're all part of this. And I talk about this every Sunday, how we're interconnected, how we're on this web of creation, how we are, what we vibrate, what we think about, what we pray to France and England and to ourselves matters and vibrates and gets it out there. If you say it out loud, it's better because that vibration really kicks up. If you say it internally, it still works. Does it work? I don't know, maybe singing and dancing and stomping on the ground is better. Kind of think so, but do whatever you can. All right, furred and feathered friends, we're all together. Just think about that as we go on through our week. The other card that I got is beyond the mind. This clearly to me, and again, whatever you guys come up with when you see this card, when you hear the description under it, beyond the mind, to me, that directly relates to the elementals. If we're not in that vibrational space, we're not going to see any elementals. We're not going to imagine them. So we have to get beyond the logical thinking and go into the what if. Why not? Let's go. Jump in. All right. The Shamanic Healing deck. I got this one. I haven't used this in a long time. I did a reading yesterday for someone, and you know what? I've got so many decks, and before I do a reading, I'll just stop and I'll go, what is the deck that I want to use? What's calling to me? This one goes, pick me, pick me. And I went, oh. And we got some amazing cards for her on this. I was just so happy. I'm like, yes, thank you. Got the right deck. This one, interesting. And I don't know if you can see it that well, but what it says is retreat. And the number is 40 for you numerologists out there. Retreat. So how do we see the elementals? It's some of us, not me, but some people can. They just go outside. They're so tuned in. They've worked themselves and worked their imagination so much that, yeah, they can see them. And then your logical mind says, well, am I still making this up? Well, yeah, and? So? Does it make you feel good? Does it make you feel happy? I think that's it. All right. Pay attention. Furred and feathered friends, we are all one community. Pay attention. Help each other. You'll see a lot more when you go beyond the mind and retreat from the world that we are in. Retreat from the world that we are in. The logical, I think, is what I'm hearing. All right, let's get into some current events. I am going to be using my True Black deck. This deck is special. It is, as I cut this deck, interesting that we talked about France and the UK. I get the World card. And it's kind of hard to see. You have to get it in the right light. But for all the major arcanas, they have these this engraved, embossed design to it. They're very special, really pretty cards. I just like the look. I like the feel so much. I'm not so they're hard to shuffle. I have to cut them in like 4 sections because they're hard to shuffle. Anyway, let's get on to what I want to talk about. And I want to talk about Project 2025. So I was talking to my hillbilly brother, and he goes, I don't know anything about it. He goes, I stopped watching the news. I just read Yahoo News and whatever. And I go, okay. Other people are saying, and me too, saying turn off mainstream news. Like, okay. And I think that, I think I'm going to revise that a little bit. Certainly you can't watch the same crap over and over and over again, because that becomes what I said was brainwashing. But if you look at it, look at both sides, look at everything, and don't get upset or tweaked with what somebody is saying. Like if they're saying Biden should go, you go, well, what do I think? Well, I'm riding with Biden. That's what I think. My wife, not so much. She's not riding with him. And I go, well, okay, I understand. Because Joe's Corvette's only got 2 seats, and I'm in one, he's driving the other. I started talking to him about, whether he should leave. He just stepped on that. I think he's got a 350. I don't think it's a 427. He stepped on that, threw my head back. I'm like, ow. And he goes, that's what you get for saying I should leave. That was stupid, wasn't it? All right. I should have had my Detroit-ish t-shirt on for that one. So some people will get on board, some people won't. It's okay. It's okay. Where the problem comes in is what's the alternative? So you can have this discussion all you want. I think it's good. I think it's healthy. But when it comes down to the vote, think about where your vote is going. My Republican hillbilly brother, since I talked to him, he goes, I'm voting for RFK. And in the background, I hear his wife go, no, you're not. Like, what? And he goes, oh, I guess I'm not. You're not throwing your vote away again. Like, oh, wow. Well, you know who wears the pants in that family? That was so funny. And he goes, yeah, you're right. I'm not going to give Trump a chance. He's very conservative in a liberal way, and he just can't stand Trump. And so he didn't know anything about Project 2025. So probably because he's not listening to the news that's coming from the left. This is where we all have to figure out and get along. One of the problems with this is the playbook of Viktor Orban, where you get a dysfunctional government such as ours is, and they're fighting against each other. And so now the government says, or a couple of leaders say, Project 2025, the Heritage Foundation, say, we need to have executive orders to get something done. And I think Obama, was he the one that started that? Because I think it was Mitch McConnell said, I'm going to do everything I can to make this president fail. I'm like, what are you talking about? That's making us fail. Anyway. So when you start having these executive orders, then we're leaning more and more into that authoritarian playbook. And sometimes we don't understand the full effect of something until we're living in it. So if we look at both sides a little bit in the news, we may get a clearer picture. when I did some research on this, I read this. I was going, what happened to the New York Times? And they've been changing for a while now. And this guy, Walter Lippmann, who was, he wrote this 100 years ago. And he wrote for newspapers, and let me see if I could see where he wrote this. You'll have to Google it. It'll be fun. He said, in truly effective thinking, let me see if I can get my glasses to work. Walter Lippmann wrote 100 years ago, in truly effective thinking, he wrote this in the magazine Public Opinion, the prime necessity is to liquidate judgments. Oh yeah, liquidate judgments. Regain, hang on one second, dang it, I can't, okay. Regain an innocent eye, disentangle feelings, be curious and open-hearted. He was alarmed by the shoddy journalism of his day. Sound familiar? Whoops, sorry. Sound familiar? Okay. Okay, so Lippmann was calling for journalists to struggle against their ignorance and assumptions in order to help Americans resist the increasingly sophisticated tools of propagandists. I'm just going to read that again. The prime necessity is to liquidate judgments, regain an innocent eye, disentangle feelings, be curious and open-hearted. He wants journalists who struggle against their ignorance and assumptions in order to help Americans resist the increasingly sophisticated tools of propagandists. Wow, that was 100 years ago. So, Project 2025. We need to look at it from both sides. We need not to just shut down the right, saying they're evil, they're bad, they're this, they're that. Because we're becoming ignorant of their views. We're not ignorant. We just don't know what they're thinking. It's kind of like a dog. Don't know that they're hurting on their paws. Well, it's not like a dog. I shouldn't say that. My apologies to dogs. Okay, I'm going to hit pause and try to regroup and refocus and get a question. Okay, Project 2025. This is coming from the Heritage Foundation. For those that don't know it, you can go to the Heritage Foundation and pull it. I'm getting a lot of my information from Joyce Vance, and she has a podcast or an email blast that she sends out every day, and she's really focusing in on what this document, what this playbook means. And it's scary the way that she puts it out. You got Stephen Miller involved in it. You have whatever president comes in, so they say, they're really, I think, really rooting for Trump. But whatever president they come in, they're going to have an army of vetted, not an army. They're going to have tens of thousands of people ready to step in, and they're going to get rid of the civil servants in the U.S. And to me, those are the checks against power. These are the guys that know everything. And it goes back to the SCOTUS Chevron case. they're taking environmental laws away from the experts and giving it to judges. And judges these days seem to be politicians. Wrong thing to do. In my opinion, wrong thing to do. But, getting back to Project 25, the things that they are outlining, and it's a 900 plus page document, is scary. And if you go to the Heritage Foundation website, it's all written in this government speak, so it's hard to understand. But I see it drawing so many conservatives in there, going, "Oh yeah, this is okay." I don't think so. And the reason they say, "Oh yeah, this is okay," is because they're not looking at the other side. And so I think for me, I have to be careful not to have my views skewed only to the Democratic side. And I'm not a far left guy. I'm not like super progressive. I'm getting more so. But I'm more of a centrist. I'm more of a Joe guy, riding with Biden. Yes. All right, Project 2025. Is this something? I'm going to do 3 cards using True Black. I am going to prepare myself for reversals. We'll see if they show up. Project 2025. Is this something that democracy should be very, very concerned with? How does this promote democracy? Does this promote democracy? Oh, yikes. All right. Okay. I got the 3 of Pentacles. So this could be coming together, working together. This could also be Russian playbook, dark money. 3 of Pentacles. That is often my Russian money card. Certainly, the Heritage Foundation has been part of dark money. So we'll just leave it like that. We get it's a little bit of a worry. We get the 9 of Swords. But when you look at this image, yikes. Yikes. I think it's a rabbit. That poor rabbit got skewered. I'm like, what's the rabbit represent in our democracy? I'm trying to think of that, but I don't know. Reproductive rights? You guys can help me out. And then we have the King of Swords. Now, normally I would read this as somebody who is illegal, that they're going to face some legal challenges, which I think they are. I think the Democrats are starting to put that in play right now. However, the Heritage Foundation, they're going to wield their big sword. And they've already said that. They said this is going to be a bloodless revolution if the Democrats allow it, or if the left allows it. And then you go, well, what the hell does that mean? Well, does it mean if I go out and protest, there's going to be blood? They're gonna create something? I mean, wasn't it Trump that said he wanted to go out and use the military to stop the rioters in whatever square that was, right before he held up the upside-down Bible? So, the Heritage Foundation, according to this reading, is it going to be good for democracy. I think it's coming from the Russian playbook. I think they're going to be very heavy-handed with it, with their authoritarian playbook rule, and some rabbit is going to get it. And I think of, well, what do rabbits do? Well, a lot of times they just run and they'll zig and zag. Yeah, but I don't know if we can run away from this. All right, so this is a great deck, but these cards they're so thick that they're really, really hard to get one out. All right, let's take a look at, so was it good for democracy? No. That's funny. This card just flipped over again as I was shuffling. Is it good? No, it's not. It's not. All right. Okay. I have to keep hitting pause because I want to focus on the question. So the question I have is, and I've read this before, that some of the Democrats are starting to push back and create a plan for combating this Project 2025. And if you download the manual, you can just pick a topic. Is it education that you're concerned about? Is it immigration? That one just tweaks me so much, and I don't know why. Maybe it's because of my love for Mexico. I mean, when I was growing up, I would go to Mexico all the time. I mean, the people there are so great. People everywhere are great. You know, once you get to know them and accept, you know, that they do things a little differently, let go of that judgment. Anyway, but it just tweaks me because some of our greatest, I mean, we're a nation of immigrants. Just ask the Native Americans. Yeah, maybe we're not so great. Maybe immigrants aren't so great. Yeah, okay. That was a squirrel moment. All right, does our current government, the Democrats in our current government who are aware of Project 2025, are they coming up with an effective plan to stop this? And we get, okay, I had to double check to see what this card was because it's got arrows to it. And I'm going, and then it's got tree branches. And I go, is this, what is this? Is it swords? Is it wands? It's wands. So the tree branches, there's 3 of them with one up here. So this talks about fierce battle between 2 ideological forces. But there's one thing in the center that remains above the rest. So you have 2 equally strong opposing forces, right and the left, right? Democrats, Republicans. But what's the main thing that rises above everything is what our nation was founded on. And I think people are starting to look at this and go, you guys are messing up our Constitution. Now, there's things that need to be changed in the Constitution, but you guys are like, it's like getting crazy. Okay, all right. Five of Wands. Something is going to come up. Do the Democrats have an effective plan? We have the High Priestess crossing it. So they sense something going on. They sense that there's a couple of them that really do get it and that really do tap into this unseen world of the Heritage Foundation, I think. At the base of the reading is the Star. In the past, as it relates, Justice. Yikes. Few major arcanas. Is this important? At the top of the reading, oh, good. So it's new deck, you kind of go, ooh, what is that? 10 of Swords. Come on. I went to school. I can count. That's 6. That's 6 of Swords. What is that? That's moving on to calmer waters. That's asking for assistance in getting it and moving on to calmer waters. Yay. Yay. And in the potential near future. And that's all I'm going to go with right now because things are changing. And we get the 8 of Swords. Do the Democrats have a viable plan against an effective plan against Project 2025? What does that tell you? They're taking a red hot poker to it. That's what this spread is showing me. Yeah, it's there's a battle between two opposing forces, but there's a central theme that is going to rise to the top, and it's got a crystal on it. Who can read the crystal? The High Priestess, of course. We have the Star of Hope dancing at the bottom, that everything is marinating in. I mean, we hope, we pray, please. We have Justice in the past, and I think about that, and I go, the justice in the past, yeah. Because it's not, we don't have justice anymore. It's like been so delayed because of the Heritage Foundation. I'm thinking, yeah, we're being stabbed in the back, but we're not. We're being assisted. We're being helped into calmer waters. And it's going to be fast, and it's going to be a hot poker. Hot poker. All right. So, I mean, if I was the Heritage Foundation, I'd be getting some burn salve out. Butter, baby. All right. Okay. I was going to ask, will Project 2025 be implemented? I heard no, but parts of it will be. Parts of it are going to come into play. We have too many of those people in Congress who want to disrupt the Congress so that there can be an authoritarian rule via executive order, which is what Viktor Orban did in Hungary. And I hope I'm not repeating myself. I started this video out and I looked down and it wasn't recording, so I might be repeating myself. So let's just look. How strong? Let's do the same question on the Heritage Foundation. Does the Heritage Foundation have a viable path forward? And the reason I'm spending a lot of time with this, because I don't think it's a one-off. I don't think it's nothing. I think it's something. And I think it's something that people who want to see democracy survive, we need to really pay attention to it because they're coming at us. You have that Five of Swords. They're just as strong as the Democrats in their plan. So it's not something to just, it's nothing. It's something. It's something. I mean, if it was nothing, Clarence Thomas would be driving around in a VW RV, one of those buses. That's what he'd be driving. But no, he's not. He's driving around in a $200,000. But then again, he parks in Walmart. Something's off with this. Parks in Walmart. I would think he'd be a Cracker Barrel guy. So for those in the van life, you got to love the Walmarts, Cracker Barrels. I don't like any of that food. Any of that food. And I think back on the show that I did Sunday where it goes cleanse and something. Anyway, all this fried food stuff, man, I cannot eat it anymore. I used to love, fried chicken and stuff. I'm like, yeah, fried chicken. And I think back, on my cooking that with my dad. And now I'm just like, ooh. I like fried rabbit. All right, sorry. I do not like fried squirrel, though. I just like squirrels. Squirrel moments. Here we go, Republicans. Heritage foundations. Do you have a viable path? How strong is this? Project 2025. How deep does it go? I keep seeing that Ace of Swords. Red hot, slicing, cutting. It's almost surgical what they're doing. And it's cauterizing things too. Project 2025. Oh my gosh. We get the Destiny card. Another major arcana. I had this squirrel moment, sorry. I had Republican Christian nationalist relative. And it's not my hillbilly brother. And we have not spoken a lot since Trump got in. And he sends a group text to the family. I guess he's now a preacher somewhere. And he goes, or minister, whatever they call him. And he goes, we had such a great heritage. I'm like, well, where's he going with this? And he goes, what is your responsibility to our heritage? And that just gave me the creeps. And then I think of the Heritage Foundation, and he's all MAGA, and he's doing that, and he's thinking it's his destiny. They think it's their destiny. Okay, I had to make sure I got the right card. The Queen, and I was going, is this wands? Is this swords? Because that one could look like a wand. It's the Queen of Swords. In the minor arcana, this is justice. This is the balance. They're trying to influence justice with the Supreme Court money, so I'm not really sure where they're going. Is this a viable, do they have, is this something that we should really be worried about? And at the base we have the Page of Wands, bringing forth new information. And if you look at this card, she's about ready to jump into a portal. And when I see this, I go, that is totally unknown. I don't think these heritage people do shamanic journeying. I don't think they tap into the middle world. They're about ready to jump in. And if they did, I think they'd get a better perspective, but because they didn't, they're fools. This is the Fool card. In the past, the new beginning, maybe it's an idea that they're pulling from past playbooks. At the top of the reading, the Sun card, dancing, happy. This is also full illumination. I'm not really clear on where this is going. And in the potential near future, the Page of Swords. So as I look at this, do they have a viable plan with this? I would say yes, they do. I think justice, the balance of justice, I'm hoping and praying here, is that's covering the Destiny card in this reading. I hope that is balance and truth versus one-sided justice. And to me, it is balance. They look at both things. So I think they're going to get fully illuminated. And but I wouldn't say that that we should just not think about it and not focus on it, and just say it's non-existent. It doesn't mean anything. I think that's a big mistake. All right, well let's do a little predictive. Yikes, 42 minutes. Let's do a little predictive read. I don't do predictive reads that much because it takes away from our power. We get to change anything we want. How do we change this? Oh yeah, we vote. Go out and vote. And some people say, I think I said this. I hope I'm not repeating. I might have repeated because I wasn't recording. My brother said he was going to vote for RFK, and I hear in the background his wife go, "No, you're not. You're not throwing away your vote." And he goes, "Oh, I guess I'm not. I guess I'm voting for Biden. I'm riding with Biden." Biden's going to need to get a little Airstream behind his Corvette because a lot of people are going to be jumping on. Anyway, we're so far off in the election. I'm okay with I'm okay either way, whoever you want to vote for. I just want you to think it out, is if you want to give Project 2025 a chance of survival or not. And I think if you vote for Democrats, you're going to give it less of a chance of survival. If you vote for Republicans, you may be giving it a better chance of survival. So it's their playbook that they're trying to initiate, and it's a full-on platform. And if you're happy with it, go do it. And so let me just add this for people who want to put in the comments who they're going to vote for or something. Be kind, be respectful. On my channel, if you slam somebody's choice of vote, if they say, I want to vote for Marianne Williamson, I want to vote for RFK Jr. I want to vote for, I'm not going to even say it. If you slam them and are disrespectful, I'm gonna pull the comment and hide it, throw it away. I have a lot of keywords that block comments. I might need to up that a little bit. Okay, here we go. Predictive reading for entertainment purposes only. Is Project 2025, how does that look? How will that, I gotta, hang on. Okay, had to figure out the right wording. Project 2025, how will that flourish in the next administration? So, you can read into that how you wish. If it's a Democratic administration, or if it's a Republican administration. How is Project 2025 going to flourish in the next administration? Project 2025. I just see Jim Jordan screaming. Wah, 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 wah. You didn't know he screamed like that, did you? He's a big whiner. Wah, 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 wah. What are you saying? Oh, it's like Peanuts. Wah, 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 wah. When they did the cartoons and the parents would talk. Wah, 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 wah. Okay. How is Project 2025 going to flourish in the next administration? Will it die? Will it be strong? Will it be weak? Project 2025, the Heritage Foundation. Should have paused that. Here we go. Oof, crap. Destiny. Well, whatever it is, it's destined to be. I don't like that that was the first card I pulled with how viable it is. And maybe it's not viable at all with this time frame. Maybe I misread that whole thing with the Illumination card, with the Page of Wands card, with the New Beginning, the Fool card. I could have misread that whole thing. It's being crossed by Ten of Cups. Yes. Ten of Cups. Wishes fulfilled. My Democratic card. Yes. Yes. Interesting with this. Do you see the crown of thorns down here? Oh, now I'm flipping my tune. I'm going, crown of thorns, oh my gosh. Because they're like all this religious rite, and they're taking the teachings of Jesus as I know them and twisting them and, can I say, bastardizing the teachings of Jesus without being thrown into the fires of hell? I just did. Oh my gosh. Okay, at the base, the Two of Pentacles. It's a juggling act. And it is, because it's not going away. It's a juggling act. In the past, Eight of Swords. They're taking that slice and dicing red hot poker to it. At the top of the reading, New Beginnings, Fool. Potential near future. Ten of Pentacles. This is, and it's an elephant card. This is family money, family projects, family. I mean, it could be the Republican card that I see. But we have the Three of Cups in the internal position. This is a female card normally, celebration time. And I don't know if they're celebrating the females back in the kitchen, cooking up a man's dinner, grits and waffles and chicken and stuff. And the external position is the Hierophant, is the higher order. This is kind of scaring me. Hopes and fears, Five of Pentacles, the loss. How is this going to be in the next administration? And the final outcome is the Ten of Wands, the burden. Let's just keep going. We've got the Nine of Coins as a clarifier. We have the Three of Coins, another clarifier. Could be Russian influences. And we have the Hanged Man, looking at it from a different point of view. I think that's the key for me. We have the Page of Pentacles at the underlying influence of this. Page of Pentacles. We have the Knight of Wands. I have to really look at these cards carefully because it's like, what am I looking at here? Knight of Wands. Putting a shoulder up against the shield. Here we have the High Priestess again. It's almost like, let's use a little magic. And then we have the Eight of Wands. Okay. I think what this is saying is it's not going away. They're just not going to give up with the next administration. But if I look at this, the Destiny card, it has the Ten of Cups on top of it. We have a new beginning. I've always said this, that we're not going to be the same. We're not going to be the same old democracy, republic that we had before. It's not going to be our parents' republic. It's going to be, and I don't know if it's ours, I think it's going to be our kids' and our grandkids' republic. It's going to change. It's shifting. But this is not, there's still struggles that we're going to have with this. It's not going to go away right away. However, I think that we are doing a new beginning. It is a balancing act, but we have the Fool card. We have the Fool card jumping off a cliff. And that Heritage Foundation, Project 2025, is bringing us backwards in time. It's not taking us into the future, into like into a new place. What would take us into the future as a new place? Oh, a woman president. Yeah, they're not for that. Not for that at all. All right, 54 minutes on the Heritage Foundation. I want to thank you guys for watching. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Don't be stressed out. You know, enjoy your days. It could be, so many people are struggling with health issues, with mental issues, with war issues. So if we are one of the lucky ones, and I count myself as that, where my health issues are manageable, my joy is always manageable. I get to choose whether I'm happy or sad. I get to choose whether I walk outside in the sun and not get bombed. Well, I don't really get to choose that, but I'm going to do that. So let's appreciate what we have. And it was Ringo's birthday yesterday. Ringo Starr. Shining star. Got to give him props, right? Peace and love.